there are some good reasons to know why and how to use whom in an adjective clause. Who is a subject pronoun that we use for people. Whom is an object pronoun that we use for people. Most speakers of English will use who all the time, regardless of whether it's a subject or an object. Who are you? In this sentence, who is the subject and are is the verb. You is the subject complement that matches the subject, but this is the subject, who. In this question, whom do you like? You is the subject and the verb, the main verb is like, here's the helping verb, and this is the object. You could very easily replace whom with who. Who do you like? That's what most people will say. But if you heard someone use whom in a question like this, whom is correct because you is the subject in this question. If we change you to he, this changes to does. Whom does he like? Again, this is the object of this verb, like. He likes, and then this is the person. This matches the pronoun whom. Another way to look at this is to put the word whom after this verb. This receives the action of the verb. Subject, verb, object. You like whom? He likes whom? So clearly, this is the object in each of those questions. She is someone whom I like. Here's the adjective clause. It's used for this pronoun, someone. In the adjective clause, this is the subject, this is the verb, and this is the object. In the main clause, here's the subject, this is the verb, and this is the subject complement. You could use who instead of whom. She is someone who I like. But sometimes, because of the position of this pronoun, people will choose to use whom. There are other verbs you could use in a sentence like this. She is someone whom I admire. She is someone whom I adore. This is a very strong form of liking someone. She is someone whom I adore. In this sentence, the adjective comes after the subject in the main clause. This is the subject, the president. Here's the adjective clause, whom I admire most. In the clause, this is the subject, this is the verb, and this is the object. This verb is matches the subject. The president is Barack Obama. It's worth mentioning that a president of the United States retains the title of president, even when he or she is no longer acting as the president. So when I say the president whom I admire most is Barack Obama, I'm talking about someone who was the president and still retains the title of president. This adjective clause, whom I admire most, provides additional information about the subject. That was the person whom I contacted. In this sentence, whom I contacted is an adjective clause for the word person. Here's the subject, this is the verb, and this is the object. If you don't use whom and instead choose who, that's okay. And if you take out the object completely, that's also okay. That was the person I contacted. So you have three different possible versions of the same sentence. That was the person I contacted. That was the person who I contacted. That was the person whom I contacted. And sometimes you'll hear people use that for a person. That was the person that I contacted. All four of those sentences are okay.